If you love apple pie, you are going to love these cute mini versions that you can eat with your hands. They're filled to the brim with apples, chocolate and mixed berries. So to get started, we need some apples. I'm using some Granny Smiths. Peel them, core them, then cut them into small cubes. Pop the apple, some butter, a little water, and a few spoonfuls of cinnamon sugar into a medium saucepan over a medium heat, covered with a lid, and cook it for about 7 minutes. Make sure you stir the apples occasionally to stop them sticking to the bottom. Once the apples are just tender, remove them from the stove and set them aside for about 10 minutes. Meanwhile, you can combine a little lemon juice and corn flour in a large mixing bowl. Then add your warm apples and the frozen berries. Stir to coat, then set aside to cool to room temperature. Then stir in the chocolate. Now for the pastry. I'm using frozen, ready rolled puff pastry sheets just from the supermarket. Then grab a 7cm round cookie cutter and cut out rounds. Make sure you make the most of the pastry sheet by cutting out the rounds very close to one another. Transfer them to a couple of oven trays, then spoon a little apple mixture evenly into the centre of each. Then use an 8cm round cookie cutter to cut out rounds from the remaining pastry sheets, reserving all of the offcuts. These are for later. Press the pastry edges together, expelling the air, and then seal the edges with your fingertips. Now we know these pies are going to taste absolutely delicious, but now we have to make them look good. And to do that, we're going to use those offcuts of pastry and cut little stems and little leaves for our apple pies. For a little bit of cute factor, grab your offcuts and cut out little apple stems and leaves. Attach the stems to the top of each apple, then add your little leaf. Now to make some air pockets, use a small pair of scissors to cut a couple of small slits in the top of the pastry. Brush the tops of the pies with a little egg yolk, and then use your pinky finger to create a little indent to form the base of the apple. And finally, sprinkle with a little bit of cinnamon sugar. Then into the oven at 200 degrees for about 20 minutes or until the pastry is golden and the filling is tender. Whoa, how good does they look? And then just set them aside until they're cool enough to handle, and then dig in. Look at that.